He jumped it. He jumped it. Hello and welcome to the shop. I'm Jared and this is the Questionable Garage, and this is the point in the video where I normally point to a car sitting right next to me and tell you about that car. Well, this episode is just a little bit different because we don't have the car yet. And to be frank, the car for today's video is to directly address a claim I saw someone else recently make, and I felt that it was incredibly disingenuous. And that claim was a $300,000 Porsche was the greatest manual car driving experience for the money. The best value driving experience for the money might have cost more than your house. I know it definitely cost more than my house and more than my shop. It didn't seem very genuine to the viewers to make that claim. It's kind of absurd. And while we have plenty of manual cars in the fleet, we've got Roadblock, the Hellcat Dodge Charger pickup truck, thanks to Smith Kit Cars and their Ute conversion, has a Tremec 6-speed in it, and it's a lot of fun to drive. But it was also kind of expensive to build. We have Try Hard, our 1971 Plymouth Duster that we did the Holly Triple Crown in, has a Tremec 5-speed in it. It is a ton of fun to drive and is a great driving experience, but it's also It's kind of expensive. It made me sad how much that car costs to build. Well, we've also got a 1971 Ford Econoline E200 Supervan with a 3 on a tree. While very affordable, I'm not gonna make the argument that it is a great manual driving experience. It's just a manual car driving experience.
It's worse.
We also already have our E30 drift car with the BMW M60 in it, the 4-liter V8. And a GetReg 6-speed behind it. And again, purpose-built, a lot of fun, but I feel like there's still a better value proposition for quality of car, quality of driving experience out there, you know? To make my point for value proposition of a manual car driving experience, I jumped on Facebook Marketplace, as everyone should, and I found what I'm gonna say is the greatest car never made. It is hands down, I saw it, fell in love. It was never made, technically. So I immediately sent the money for the car and asked him to wait for it for a month, and then took a trip to meet a good friend all the way across the country, because if we're gonna make the claim that it is a fantastic driving experience, well, we need to take it. So we're gonna go find a car, figure out what all we need to do, and then take it on a 1,000-mile road trip, and then immediately drive it all the way back across the country home. What am I doing? I'm looking at all the money I earned back by using today's sponsor, Upside. Being that we are on a road trip, we are gonna have a lot of on-the-road expenses, namely fuel and, well, honestly, probably some fast food and other restaurant visits, and Upside lets you earn money back on just about every one of those purchases. The beauty of Upside is they're not city-specific. You're able to save at gas stations and restaurants across the entire United States. The app makes it incredibly easy to find deals near you. Open the app, search the area around you, and you're gonna see how much you can save per gallon or how much you're gonna save sitting down at the restaurant. Like right here, I'm getting a 40% back offer for Taco Bell. Perfect for Taco Tuesday, but you might not be watching this on the Tuesday. But anyway, if it is a Tuesday or Taco Thursday or Taco Wednesday, 40% cash back. Did you know top earners with Upside are getting up to $300 cash back per month? That's on their restaurant and fuel savings. And if you're ready to join them, scan that QR code, click the link in the description below, enter code questionable for your referral link, and you're gonna get an extra 25 cents back per gallon of gas on your first fill up. And the beauty is it's real cash back. You're not getting points to redeem for a scarf. You're getting real cash back either deposited back into your account or gift cards to your favorite locations that you're probably going to be able to earn some more money with Upside when you claim the deals. It really is one of my favorite apps to use because there's nothing more rewarding than getting money back for things you need to purchase anyway. Scan that QR code, click the link in the description below, enter code questionable for your referral link, and you're going to get an extra 25 cents back per gallon of gas on your first fill up. Across all Upside users, $1 million a week is being earned. You should really download it and get a piece of that pie.
Some questions, as you should. That's right. What you're looking at is a 2001 Mercury Grand Marquis with the absolutely revolutionary Arizona beige clear coat, or tan, as we would also call it, and that interior in the beautiful medium parchment leather, also tan. While we're talking about that interior, this vehicle had the optional Ultimate Package. All electrical instrumentation, dual 8-way power seats, both the driver and passenger can adjust the seat just the way they want it. The leather-wrapped steering wheel, anti-lock brakes, automatic air conditioning, and a premium AM/FM stereo cassette, power adjustable pedals, an electric auto-dim mirror with compass, and then those seats aren't just medium parchment leather, they're the leather twin comfort seats. Propelling this land yacht of luxury down the interstate is the 4.6 liter that Ford put in everything. And while not the most powerful, it is pretty stinking reliable. Bringing this thing to a stop are 4-wheel disc brakes with dual piston front calipers. And keeping that rear end under control is a Watts Link suspension, making this girl ready to throw into a corner or two. And because we care about the environment, the air conditioning is CFC free. Which all vehicles are by that point, but they made it a selling point. Now I know what you're saying. Jared, they only made these cars with an automatic overdrive transmission, and you would be correct. But I also said I bought the greatest car never made. Some absolutely mad scientist took the time to do a very, very perfect 5-speed swap to this vehicle. And to prove it is the best manual transmission driving experience for the money, we are about to take it on a 1,000-mile Dust Ball Road Rally, starting in El Paso, stopping somewhere between there and Vegas on the first night, and then ending in Las Vegas at the end. We're going to test this car through twisties, through windies, through ups and downs, to see if this is really the best bang for the buck manual driving experience. Any trip to El Paso would not be complete, as you can see there, without visiting Lenny's place, Redline, where we bring our horribly questionable vehicles for a last-minute thrash and wrench before we take them on an adventure. We've made it to El Paso. That car was ready to go, except for the brakes were good to go.
The brakes were not good to go.
No, they're good to go, not to stop.
Exactly.
The pulsation was violent, so last night we reached out and we're like, hey, is the lift open? And you already had our lifts empty. It's like you just knew we were.
I did. I did. It was kind of bizarre. I had a premonition.
We did an air box, which was absolutely necessary for sound, nothing else. But we did brakes and a once over because we legitimately knew nothing about the car. And other than some up north rust, there's no alarming things at all other than the facts. Yeah, but yeah, what Lenny's mentioning, on the left side, these have what's called an auxiliary drum parking brake. There's no organic material on this side, and there's just nothing on that side. So we're gonna stop and get some wheel chocks.
Yeah. Which is good because the parking brake release didn't work anyway.
Well, it worked until you ripped it off the dash.
I did not rip it off the dash.
Okay, you saw last year's vehicle
Yes.
and this year's vehicle.
Yes.
Which one do you think is better?
That's a tough one. This one I think is better condition, but the last year's is totally cool.
Oh, it was absolutely
By
cool,
far,
but
the cool factor
but
is
that's
off
pretty-
the charts. But this one, if you guys really did put some fake lights on it, it'd be f***ing great.
well, so normally it's Team Mason and Dixon Moonshine. This year it's just Team Mason and Dixon Special Investigators.
Nice.
And
Very nice.
our costumes are easy. We're plain clothes.
Yeah. You at least got to look like the guy with Emu and Doug.
We're probably going to swing by Target because they're more likely than Walmart to have Hawaiian shirts. And then I need to get a big pair of aviators. Then we're going to get a note card. We need
This might go crazy.
note card and binoculars. And I think that's about it.
I don't know if they're going to have a Hawaiian shirt in your size. That might be an issue.
They're more likely to be in my size.
Especially in El Paso. I think you'll score pretty well at Walmart.
All right, so we're gonna get out of your way. See how well the brakes work now. I think substantially better.
Yeah.
And then lunch, prop shopping, wash the car, and driver's meeting, and see what everyone's reaction is. As any Dust Bowl event begins, you gotta sticker it up. So Henry doing a very awkward run to grab the leftover dessert from our dinner. But we've got Hitchcock Games. The really nice people, also Hitchcock Games. Emily wants to play if you haven't downloaded her Pacify. We've got Steve, we've got Dave. What's nice about this event, it's all veteran rally members, so it's just a whole lot of fun. We've got the Up Dog. I've not quite convinced them. Henry and I want to trade up before the end of the rally, and we've impressed them by driving them to dinner, but it's not quite enough for a permanent change. That's the only one, 2001 Grand Marquis, that was sold the day before 9/11. That's got a 5-speed in it. It's the one and only.
I'll trade you.
Oh. We're not sure of this new sponsor, but that seemed like the most appropriate location for that. We're going for a little bit of the cop car look with a communication antenna and numbers on the roof. Don't mind the slightly misplaced D and U, but tomorrow we get to embark on proving you don't have to buy a house worth of car to have a great manual driving experience. Right, Henry?
Right, Jared.
I gotta move on. I gotta move on.
premise of the video, best value manual transmission car for the money, based on that existing statement, means at any point during the rally, we need to be having 50 times less fun than a Porsche GT3 RS. And there's going to be moments where GT3 RS is going to be more entertaining. But is it 50 times more entertaining? So far, I've done the driving as a passenger, Henry. Have you had 50 times less fun than riding passenger in a Porsche?
No, and especially in a Porsche, it wouldn't be any near as comfortable. I mean, that GT3 RS, the passenger seat.
This feels better for some of the roads. Sure, the Porsches on the rally are quicker at this point in time, but we're in a group. We've got a Lamborghini behind us. We got a couple Cadillacs in front of us, a C8. It's just, again, at any point, is a house and a car less fun than one car, and I think we have a good chance of proving. And we also have a good chance. Henry and I managed to finish last year in the New Yorker. That was a first for us. Our goal is to see everything in the daylight on day one, which we have never come close
Not
to.
even come close to it.
Our first rally in Honda Rousey, we beat mid by a minute, and I think we were almost 1 a.m. last year because of the tire and carburetor problems. So we're going to keep driving. So far, status report on the car, shift's amazing. We confirmed traction control does work. We had to pull over for a quick bathroom break for the older gentleman, and I went to peel out in the gravel, and it kicked right in, which is kind of surprising. ABS, we've confirmed, works. All in all, I think we got a good car.
Don't kill us, Jared. Takes a while to pass them. That is a pack of pictures. It really is.
Gotta move. I gotta move on. I gotta move on.
Thanks to a gentleman from Oklahoma where they don't have hills, not understanding what a pull-off is used for, we are, what, about 100 miles into your stint.
Yep.
For the first time, you've been able to drive the Copper Mine and the Coronado Trail.
Yep.
Because the vehicles have normally been...
My brakes are cooling off.
always have a radio for a rally, but the vehicle's either been too sketchy or the vehicle's been too sketchy.
Or the hey, he's pulling off.
Oh, they pull. Thank you. Thank you very much. That'd stay over for everyone to get around. We'll pick this up so you can drive, because this is a very technical section that is a lot of fun that Henry, every time, has been a passenger and has never gotten to drive. And he's learning the manual and doing a whole lot of things. One question before this corner, or through this corner. Are you having 50 times less fun than a GT3 RS?
No.
It is nearly May, and we're at elevation where there's snow. Get out and drive, guys. All right, we are down into the valley, just crossed through Alpine. That's what that beautiful B-roll Dwayne just played for you was. All right, now it's the calmer drive, similar to when I was driving. First off, congratulations, Henry. We have gone further than ever before in one of these without a breakdown.
That is correct.
Honda Rousey, we broke down in the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, less than that, actually.
And we passed by our, where I spent 4 hours on the side of the mountain.
Tire blowout last year.
So we're doing well. Not gonna, well, knock on fake wood. You too, Henry. We're trending to see the hotel in daylight. At any point, right now, we're trending towards a lot earlier than midnight or 1 a.m.
Jesus.
Wow, all right. Henry forgot to look at the road.
I was distracted, man.
But having a good time. Last year for the main event, Dust Bowl main event, Henry, Jarl, and a couple other folks. That is a Cadillac de Elegance Brougham.
1976 Cadillac Rome de Elegance.
That is the 500 cubic inch Cadillac that comes from the factory at 100 horsepower.
It's a little bit deep. We bored it out, so it's bigger than 500 CI these days.
But leave it to the Americans to have a 500 cubic inch engine rated at like 120 horsepower. That's a little rough, but if you're not able to do a rally, find the roads near you, go out and go for a drive, because we need to keep the car hobby alive, inspire your friends, work on the cars, inspire the next generation, and go out and drive and enjoy these roads, because there is so much of this country that if all you do is stay in cities, take flights to go to vacation destinations, you'll never experience this. And I don't have, yes, this is the iPhone, but even if I pulled out the good camera, I can't translate the depth and how huge all of this is. So get out and drive. It is absolutely stunning out here. But it goes on forever. Every direction you look, there's something amazing and beautiful out here. So we're hitting a dust storm. Not a major one, but still a dust storm, and we're having to adjust and correct for it. This road also has all the whoops. Henry got to finally enjoy the best roads on day one, traditionally on this route. We finally got to drive them. And I'm once again in the slightly higher speed, more stressful, random bumps that send you flying through the air.
That's not true, because usually Jared does the fun part of the road and I do this part of the road.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like we reversed. Although last year you didn't do any of it. You were just scared of the New Yorker.
I was not scared of the New Yorker, and I did do some of it. Did a lot of it, actually. Only after you almost killed this did I get nervous. Don't kill us, Jared.
This is a shot I've never given you guys, because every time I've done this rally, it's pitch black when we get here. But it's beautiful. Holy cow, is this absolutely beautiful. No breakdowns. Car doing absolutely fantastic. We were second to check in, and the really nice people ended up being not very nice people and passed us at the absolute last second. And while our Grand Marquis Panther chassis is an amazing vehicle, a Huracan, yeah, Huracan, it's faster. Oh well. Find the twisty roads eventually. These are just like gentle bends where I'm from, but the car's been amazing. We're with our other four-door friends. The scenery, as usual, amazing. I've said it and I'll say it again. Just drive. it. Oh my God. We got that.
Sean, go around us. We'll let you set the pace.
Yeah, you want to see it by you?
Yes, please.
Alright.
Okay, go at the pace you're comfortable with.
So what's happening here is the Cadillac and the Grand Marquis has been too fast for the Lamborghini. So we decided to let him set the pace and we will follow. We're going to ignore the fact it's having power steering problems. At any point he loses steering in very twisty corners. We're ignoring that and going only with the old Cadillac and Grand Marquis was too fast for the Lamborghini. And we got wet roads. So current sit rep, winter storm, mountain peak, patches of ice, snow, a Lamborghini without power steering, a Mercedes behind us with tires that are summer rated, and we're having a great time just taking what the road is giving us. But it's beautiful. What we can see is beautiful. It's kind of overcast, but we're building up some ice, turned on the defroster, and Henry can kind of show you what's going on around.
Well, you might be asking yourself, why are you suddenly back in Georgia in the workshop? I broke the car. It seems Henry and I can now finish one of these rallies together and finish on time, but I still break the car. Last year, we had a catastrophic wheel bearing failure on our New Yorker, and this year, I drove home, no problem, 26 hours straight, one shot. The car was amazing. I might be a little bit of a Ford guy now. I know a lot of you gave me a lot of hate in my engine swap video saying I just plainly hate Fords. I hate swapping Coyotes into different cars, but when the engines are where they originally belonged, they're pretty good. And yeah, so celebrating the 20th wedding anniversary with the wife. I was on my way home from the shop. I was running a little bit late, ran around, got all the little presents and fun things I wanted for her, and then I came off the exit ramp just a little bit too spicy right next to the house, and suddenly there was a loud bang and I had nothing but neutrals. I thought maybe something in just like a clutch cable broke, but no, didn't matter where I put the shifter. It vibrated and didn't go anywhere. So $80 for a 0.8 mile tow. Got the car to the house. Then I came home with the truck and trailer the next day and brought it back up to the shop. So I'm hoping we just did something with the clutch. I hope we didn't break the input shaft. The transmission in this car can sometimes break input shafts when you have lots of power. Grandma Marge here doesn't have lots of power. She's a slightly tuned 4.6 with an air box that makes more noise than horsepower. So let's get it up on the lift and see just what did I do to this thing? Because I kind of like it. We were supposed to just do one trip with it, and now I kind of want to keep it in the fleet permanently because it's a lot of fun.
So normally, removing a clutch pressure plate, clutch cover, I know in our last video some people argued pressure plate, clutch cover, blah, blah, blah. Technically, the heavy plate that pushes the clutch is your pressure plate, and this is the clutch cover. This part's clutch cover. but we use them interchangeably. But yeah, things went kaboomy. Also, if you notice, the fingers are all kinds of in different spots. Not normal at all. Also, this is supposed to be a center force clutch, but given the C22 and the etching, that looks more like just generic parts store clutch. You ready for this? Or is it? Oh, I kept most of it. Look at that. I mean, if you're gonna do it, let me grab another camera and show you. We blew every single rivet off. This looks like it was a brand new clutch. Again, it was supposed to be a center force. Definitely not a center force. But, wow. I've not broken one that good. It almost looks like I could just clean things up and put a new clutch disc in and we're set to go. Hot dog. We're not. We're going to replace everything, but... Wow. This is impressive carnage, mostly because all of this, when it explodes this way, normally leads to a lot of catastrophically broken stuff, like bell housings, like that the metal shards will actually explode through the aluminum. That's why in really high horsepower manual transmission drag cars, you need scatter shields. You still have them even on automatics. It's when the stuff blows up, that can come through the floor and sever legs and bones. What I think potentially happened here, so here's where it would mount to our clutch hub. Well, it's obvious what happened here. The rivets sheared. I'm kind of dumbfounded why they would have sheared. What I was doing is, you know, high RPM, aggressive downshift, engine braking. All the RPMs were where they were supposed to be. And you can tell that was a relatively new clutch disc. When we look at the pressure plate, that looks almost new. And all of our documentation indicated this would have had a center force clutch in it. Whereas what this is, I initially thought it was a spec pressure plate. This is your cheapest off-the-shelf clutch you can get from a parts store. They're lowest dollar. I don't want to spend anything. Just put a clutch in it style clutch. Whereas what we put in it is basically what would be a stage 2 moderate upgrade from our friends at O'Reilly. Still uses a PHC pressure plate. They're very, very similar, but you had a slightly less wide organic. And what that does is it basically makes this bite it harder because there's technically less surface area. It's able to apply a little bit more pressure, but still give you good driver feel. Also, instead of just all of these little individual fins, it was a full disc. The entire area was a solid metal that it riveted on instead of these little fingers. So it's going to be a little bit better to go. And it's back on the ground, ready to drive. Because we needed more cars. I was supposed to just drive it and we were going to find one of you who wanted to buy it for basically what we had in it, but it's kind of fun.
All right, so we fixed the car, and I kind of feel like we've shown pretty reliably that the greatest manual transmission driving experience for the money is whatever you can get. If you want a manual transmission and you want to get out and go for a drive, get anything with a stick that works and go drive it. That is going to be a great experience for you, and you're going to have fun, see the country, get on the back roads, and you're not going to be missing out. I had so much fun in this car, running with the exotics on the rally. Just don't feel bad about the car you've got. Make it yours and drive it and have fun, because that's what matters. And again, like I've said, the original plan was not to add it to the fleet. We've got plenty of cars that we're working on right now. This one is back up and running and driving and doing everything it should, getting 25 miles a gallon, which I'm impressed given its size. And it's entertaining to drive again. People get out of your way because they think you're a cop. I don't know why. I mean, that happens in roadblock too. I don't know why people get out of the way there either. But yeah, it feels weird, you know, having a car that technically doesn't really need anything. We can improve the suspension a little bit, but it's just ready to go, which feels wrong. So we should totally do something to make it unreliable, maybe a Pro Charger, maybe who knows what else, because we can't have a car that takes me 5,000 miles before I can finally break it. Let me know what you think. What should we officially name the Grand Marquis? Because of the Dust Ball, Henry likes Grandma Dusty, or Dust Ball, Grandma Dust Ball. I like Granny Marge. I don't know. Names come when they do. It's not fun to force name a project. A lot of people will do that. Sometimes you come up with a name and then make a project work from it. I don't know. We found a manual transmission car that should have never had a manual transmission and just had to take it on a fun road trip. So appreciate you guys hanging out for a very different style of episode. I'm looking forward to seeing all of your suggestions of what we should do to the car for upgrades, modifications. Leave it alone. I don't think you're going to say that, but you might. You know, some of you are more sensible than me. I'm Jared, reminding you guys to always make questionable choices and don't worry about what us influencers are telling you. Some of them are incredibly out of touch. Take what you got, drive it, and have a good time, because you're going to have a great time. We'll see you.